speaking on behalf of these boys today. We run a residential training centre program 24/7 at a place called Yarramundi in Richmond in Sydney, where since 1997 we've had approximately 6,000 young men go through our program. One guy that actually was going to be coming here to camp today actually couldn't come today, but he's a guy that's actually one of the reasons why he couldn't come today was he's in the whole reconciliation process with his wife. He's had a big drinking problem for some, say 15 to 18 years, and he's been estranged from his wife and 3 children. And right now, while this meeting's actually happening now, being conducted, he's actually in reconciliation, having counselling and everything like that, and just joining them back together. You know, I look at our residential training centre program where, you know, young men usually today are challenged, you know, in the drug and alcohol field like 57 times before they seriously look at doing something challenging their situation. You know, we have up to 50 boys at any one time in our centre, and we have casework, we have psychologists, we have doctors there that actually turn around and embrace these guys on change. Now, why are they there? These guys come in with a myriad of challenges in their life, things like fatherlessness, trauma, life-controlling problems. They have a forensic history, a lot of these guys, and we chaperone them through the court process and get them back. There's things like homelessness. You know, I look at a mentoring program like 180TC, and I'm reminded of a phrase by a guy called Gordon Dalby, who turned around and said this, that the finest woman's best is not enough to usher a young man into manhood, and in the absence of, say, of fathers, we as men have to mentor these boys and take them on a journey. For a lot of these guys here, the whole maturation process of their brain, it takes them till they're about 25 years of age till their brains are fully mature. That's basically what they call the prefrontal cortex. And so many of these young guys that do take drugs, 16, 17, 18, even younger, their brains just so underdeveloped. I look at young fellas today, they're all accelerator and they're no brake. Young people take mood-altering drugs because they like to alter their moods, but for every high there is a low, and for every trip a return journey. All young people, parents, educators, young people, teachers, nurses all need to know that there's no shortcut to happiness through chemistry. And if we can just get these boys long enough and sit them down for 12 months, have their brains get recalibrated, you'd be surprised just what can happen. As I said, the last part of these young men's minds that actually need to be restored is the fact this prefrontal cortex, which doesn't take, it takes till they're 25 to really develop. And this is the areas where the prefrontal cortex looks after the executive functioning of the brain that turns around and looks at things like setting priorities, organising thoughts, impulse control, and actually weighing up the consequences of one's actions. So we're on a 36-acre property. We've got caseworkers there. We're evidence-based best practice held in account. My wife, of who I've been married with for 30 years, I met my dad when I was 17. I know the impact of fatherlessness in my own life, meeting my dad. I've been to the Soviet Union. I've looked at certain places like that. They reckon after the Great War in Russia, in the Great War, for every 1,000 men that went to war, Russian soldiers, out of the 1,000 that went to war, only 17 came back, and out of the 17 that came back, only 4 could walk. So that's why they call Russia, Siberia, the country without grandfathers. And I tell you what, we can stop this. We can stop this through things like men's sheds, mentoring programs, and places like 180TC. But essentially, I thank Warwick and his wife Alison. I salute the work that they do. Thank you.